Hello friends, this is Dr. Sitesh Roy, your super specialist in immunology, allergy and asthma, coming to you with this special video on COVID-19 transmission. Friends, I get asked a lot with all the messages and media coverage lately about airborne transmission of COVID-19. And hence I decided to record this video to shed some light on these points. We have all along known that COVID-19 caused by SARS CoV2 is spread by respiratory droplets. These droplets are produced by sneezing and coughing, where there are large particles that are released into the air and can easily travel several feet, up to maybe 6 or 8 or 9 feet, and infect people. However, it has also been suggested that even with people not having coughing and sneezing, there have been incidences worldwide of the virus spreading between people. And now with community transmission being very, very clear, it is very obvious that there are more modalities of transfer of this virus than we were expecting or suspecting. What has been realized is that an infected person can have up to 1 billion viral particles in a milliliter, in 1 ml of their saliva or in a throat swab that is taken. And it takes only 1 million viral particles to really transmit an infection if those droplets or micro droplets were to land on a person's eyes, nose, mouth, or any other part of the respiratory tract through any form or fashion. It does not seem that transmission from surfaces or transmission from objects or even from food does not seem to be the primary modality of transmission of this virus, though these are possibilities depending on the intensity of the exposure. The primary modality still happens to be respiratory droplets, and yes, with aerosols, which are micro droplets, which can stay suspended in the air for prolonged periods of time, sometimes even for minutes or hours, depending on the size of the droplet and the air circulation in that space. And hence, two factors become very, very important and clear in transmission from all around the world. The first one of them being closed spaces. So any kind of crowding in a closed space has been associated with a greater chance of transmission. The second thing has been poor air circulation within that space. And if these two factors are taken into consideration, then the chances of transmission seem to reduce significantly. If you take examples of this, there have been major episodes of what have been called super spreaders, where one individual can infect 20, 40, 50 individuals within a few hours, seen in places where singing has been going on, karaoke has been going on, pubs, clubs and bars, has been seen in gyms and workplaces where there is crowding. And hence it becomes very clear that if we have to limit the transmission of this virus, then avoiding crowding or gathering, whether it be parties or events or functions, becomes very, very important. Along with it, wearing face masks, if necessary N95 masks, especially for medical professionals, is also very important. Maintaining physical distancing, which has been always said, minimum of 3 feet even when you're talking to people, because remember, even speaking or speaking loudly produces micro aerosols and tiny airborne transmission viral particles that can potentially be a cause of transmission. And 6 feet ideally between two people being the distance. And if someone is coughing, sneezing, then definitely they should be wearing a mask to protect others. And also a person in such a situation can leave that environment so that they are less exposed. Besides all of this, the ventilation of a space becomes very, very important, and having windows and doors open, having an open air circulation where it is not a closed air conditioned area where the air is just recirculating and the viral particles would stay suspended for longer periods of time. Such measures can really make a difference in reducing the transmission between people. Commonly touched areas like doorknobs, handles are certainly areas of concern, but cardboard boxes or other less touched surfaces or having objects that are being delivered seem to be less of a concern when it comes to transmission of this virus. So friends, if we are aware about these various modes of transmission, whether it is respiratory droplet, whether it is fomites or objects limited in their nature, whether it is simple aerosol or airborne transmission, we can do a much better job in keeping ourselves protected. In all of this, it becomes very important that a person who knows that they are infected does need to self-isolate themselves and quarantine themselves so that they are not going around spreading the infection to others. This is very, very important, and it's a type of a social or personal responsibility that a person needs to take. And with that, I believe with all the other precautions and with all the other efforts that are being taken, certainly a major difference can be made. It has already been shown that through lockdowns, stay-at-home orders, shutting down of businesses, millions of lives have been saved, millions of infections have been avoided. We don't need as drastic steps as we did in the beginning when we were learning about this virus. But I still feel for the next few months for sure, if not longer, we will have to accept this new way of living with this new precautions and using our face masks when we are around people, avoiding crowding, maintaining physical distancing, using hand washing and sanitizing where necessary are still all very, very important measures. Remember that just 10% people are believed to be spreading the infection to 80% people, because there are, as I mentioned, people who spread the virus more efficiently than others. We also have to realize that the virus is mutating, and there are certain variants of the virus that seem to have a much smarter way of attaching and entering into human cells. And so we have to keep up with these things and keep our game at the best, along with maintaining our strong immunity through healthy diet, healthy lifestyle, exercise, good sleep, good hydration, maintaining a good mindset and positivity. And through that, I believe we shall be successful in stopping the spread of this virus and also in ultimately overcoming this pandemic and getting back to a normal life in the future. So with that, friends, take care, stay safe, stay sharp, stay immune. God bless. Till next time.